Mr. Townsend, you're a state committee man for the American Party.
That's
you have
right.
been since it all began in 1968.
That's right.
And I noticed that your man for president, George Wallace, is on the cover of Time, asking now who's on first. On the cover of Newsweek, calling him the wild card of politics 72. Mr. Wallace is saying a lot about gathering delegates from Texas within the Democratic Party conventions, precinct conventions on May 6th. But I understand that you, as a member of the American Party, hope to divert those people to your precinct meetings to sign petitions to get George Wallace on the ballot next November as a candidate for the American Party.
Well, that is correct. That is correct. We want to have as many as required by law to sign with attend the American Party precinct conventions and sign the petitions to put Wallace on the ballot, on the American Party ballot. And the reason for that is this. He can be on the ballot in Texas in only two ways. The Democrats can nominate him for president, and then he's on the Democrat ballot. If they do not, then it's up to the American Party to furnish him a place to run, a vehicle. We were his vehicle in 1968, and we hope to be again if the Democrats do not nominate him. That's the whole story of it.
How many signatures do you need on these petitions?
It's 1% of the total vote for governor in 1970, which I think was in the neighborhood of 2.5 million, which would be approximately 25,000.
Mr. Townsend, when Mr. Wallace had his victory in the Florida primary, the Democratic primary, just a few weeks ago, he came to Austin immediately afterwards and made it clear that he wanted Democrats here to go in large forces to the precinct conventions of the Democratic Party May 6th and send as many delegates as possible on to the senatorial and county conventions, on to the state convention, and on to the national convention in Miami, pledged to George Wallace.
That's right.
Is he also working through you, or is he in touch with your people?
No, let me say that this way. I don't want to step off the high cliff not knowing what I'm talking about. I do not believe, I'm not saying I know, I do not believe that George Wallace is in collusion, you might say, or he coordinated or in contact with the American Party on what he is doing in the Democratic Party in a political way. I know that there are American Party people who correspond with George Wallace, send him letters and order material, campaign material, and so on like that. But as far as him having a master plan of trying to gain the Democratic nomination, at the same time holding a secret understanding with the leadership of the American Party, I do not believe that. I believe he's 100% sincere and serious in wanting to attain the Democratic nomination. In other words, I'd say it this way, that he's the knight on the white horse that has left Camelot to go out among the heathens and the infidels to try to get some converts, and we hope he brings them back. And it's our job to man the ramparts while he's gone. That's the way I look at it.
Well, Mr. Townsend, do you believe that when November comes that Mr. George Wallace will be on the ballot in Texas and elsewhere in the country, every place else in the country, as a candidate of the American Party?
I just know that. I believe that for sure.